We've got big breaking news. I got this clip, just popped it up on Twitter. January 6th video from Tucker Carlson shows the police assisting the Q Shaman as he walks around the Capitol building. No joke. Let's play the video.
They helped him. They acted as his tour guides. Here's video of Chansley in the Senate chamber. Capitol police officers take him to multiple entrances and even try to open locked doors for him. We counted at least 9 officers who were within touching distance of unarmed Jacob Chansley. Not one of them even tried to slow him down. Chansley understood that Capitol Police were his allies. Video shows him giving thanks for them in a prayer on the floor of the Senate. Watch.
Thank you, Heavenly Father, for giving the inspiration needed to these police officers to allow us in this building.
Contrast the reality of what Jacob Chansley did in the Capitol building on January 6th.
And there it is right there. I mean, Tucker's
Chansley. They helped.
Obviously got way more to add to this, but there's the video right there. The police escorting him through the building and finding an open entrance to get him in, to get him into the chambers.
I don't think that's considered entrapment because he was already on the premises.
Not when the police are on camera fanning people in and opening the outside doors to let people in.
So we see corroborative evidence that they let other people into the building. We
and
see
then
definitive evidence
tour
that they toured. What's his name again? I want to call him by his real
Chansley?
name. Jason Chansley? Is that what it is? Chansley?
Is that what he said? Let's play it.
Yeah.
Acted as his tour guides. Jacob Chansley. They helped him.
Jacob.
They acted as his tour guides. Here's video of Chansley in the Senate chamber. Capitol police officers take him to multiple entrances and even try to open locked doors for him.
That's amazing.
It's Jake Angeli, born Jacob Anthony Angeli Chansley.
The police escorted him through the building.
I think that's absolutely exonerates this guy. He was being led around by cops. I mean, they took him
And this is
in.
why the Democrats would not release the footage. And this is why I have been saying, Ian, the Democrats are evil.
I don't want to put it on a political party. There are very evil people doing things right now.
Sure.
I don't want to mask it with a political party because there's a lot of good Democrats too.
I will.
Name
Democrats
one.
are evil.
Name one. Name a good Democrat.
My mom.
I think
No, I'm talking about the political officers. I'm talking about the politicians who are sitting on the J6 committee who are withholding evidence that would exonerate a man who he's been locked up ever since, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
I love you, Ian.
So name for me a good sitting Democrat.
Bernie Sanders.
He's not a Democrat. He's independent. And besides,
I thought
he came out in favor of war.
Yeah, but Bernie, he's a good guy. Nobody's perfect. I mean, look at Jon Stewart as an example.
I can scarcely name an honest Republican.
Are you sure? I didn't know Bernie was independent. Sorry about that.
He's always
Thomas
been.
Massey.
Yep, Rand Paul.
He's a Democrat, man.
No.
I said Republicans. I could give maybe Ro Khanna a nod.
I don't know a lot of them though. I don't know many of them at all.
AOC is being implicated in ethics investigation because she got all this free stuff.
Met Gala.
Condé Nast paid for her limo or whatever, her ride to the Met Gala. Look, we had Matt Gaetz come into the studio, and we've got a fine selection of bourbon. And I said, Congressman Gaetz, please help yourself to anything you might partake, a drink you may partake. And he said, that's too expensive. I can't accept that for the Pappy stuff. And I was bottom shelf, $5 garbage. If he wants to have some whiskey, it's got to be under a certain price. And I was like, oh, no, yeah, whatever. I don't know. Just make sure you do it right. He's like, yeah, no problem. AOC received hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. These people, I'm sorry, they are evil. And if the January 6th committee was sitting on evidence that would exonerate this man, and they lied about it for power. And Raskin lied about me when he played a video, and this was a big mistake on the part of the Democrats because it red-pilled a lot of...
Yeah, including my mother.
Exactly. Because I was reading a Fox News article where Trump says we're going to protest, it's going to be wild. And it's like Fox News is reporting Donald Trump says it's going to be wild. And I was like, well, it might be because Trump supporters are really angry. He plays it out of context. And then what I'm hearing from my friends is like what you just said. People being like, what? Tim Pool's not calling for anything. Now that's crazy. These people are evil.
Yeah, they definitely put things out of context to purposely ruin lives. And they did the same thing. The media did it with me when I worked at the Daily Caller. I was in a video with Ajit Pai, who's the head of the FCC at the time, and they were like repealing net neutrality. And I was just in a video, like in the background, dancing along to some silly meme video that they were making with him. And the media, leftist media, wanted to destroy him because of this net neutrality thing, which I still don't even understand what was going on with it. But they pinpointed me and said, what's her deal? And they found like a silly YouTube video that I made about like Pizzagate, but it was really just like me talking about my experience on the deep web and like knowing that this cheese pizza code actually is a real code. I did not talk about Comet Ping Pong. I did not talk about anything that was like bad about this conspiracy theory thing, but they went around. Joy Reid on MSNBC mentioned me by name. Every single outlet was mentioning me and lying, flat out lying, saying that I highly promoted the Comet Ping Pong conspiracy theory, which I never did.
Just because you knew that CP was cheese pizza and a code.
But the thing is, they knew that no one would actually look at my video.
Unreal.
They knew that no one would do that.
They do.
They just read the article, and then I was getting a bunch of messages and everybody hating me. And it was just like, now my reputation is I'm a Pizzagator, when I'm like, I never did that. I never promoted this like conspiracy theory. I was just talking about the deep web. The cheese pizza is the actual
It's not even that deep. That's just on 4chan on the B board.
Well, people have been arrested for putting cheese pizza code out there for actual travel. There's arrests. You can look up articles about it. But they don't care. They lie. They did it on purpose. And what did it do? They wanted to ruin Ajit Pai for this, political reasons. But really, it ruins this girl's reputation. For what? That's all they care about. They don't care about me as a person or doing good.
The Democrats only have one thing to campaign on. Donald Trump is a Nazi.
Yes.
And so with January 6th, I believe there is a strong probability that they did want this to happen. Trump claims he wanted more security and Pelosi didn't get it. Look, man, I've said it before. If on, I think it was May 29th, 2020, the insurrection at the White House, if Trump ordered the police to stand down, he would be president right now. Because these people, the Democrats, they understand politics and they understand public perception. If the far left ripped down the fencing at the White House, stormed into the building and set fire to it, and started doing a whole bunch of them, because they burned a guard post and a church. I'd assume they set fire to the White House. And Trump went to the bunker. He would come out the next day and say, the far left extremists have been waging a war on this country for months, and something needs to be done about it. I am calling on the governors of these states and the mayor of D.C. to take the action required. Instead, the police came in, made the arrests, fired tear gas, cleared people out. And the media came out and said Donald Trump is a fascist.
Which is so crazy, because if he had cracked down and called on people to start cracking down, that would be like what Phil was talking about earlier, the fascist response to the communist meddling. And he doesn't have that fascist bone in his body. He's not that kind of guy. He's like a liberal businessman. He's not.
Instead, we get the inverse on January 6th, where when a bunch of people show up, some guy, for some reason, keeps telling everybody to go in the building and they keep calling him a Fed. He then whispers in some guy's ear who tears a barricade down. And then when the bumbling dotards show up, the cops fan them in, open the doors and give guided tours. The Democrats withhold the evidence and claim it was an insurrection for months to years now, going on years. And they're going to try and use that. Fortunately, with Republicans squeaking by a tiny victory, this stuff comes out, and Tucker Carlson is able to definitively prove Democrats lied about it all. I will say it again. Proof beyond a reasonable doubt presented by Tucker Carlson, reposted by us about half an hour later. The police giving a guided tour and even opening the doors for the Q Shaman, completely exonerating him and proving Democrats lied about completely everything.
Do you think it's going to make a difference?
Well, the challenge is, when it comes to his criminal case, if this was being tried in, say, like a state jurisdiction thing, and this evidence was withheld by the federal government, it probably would exonerate him. But the fact that it is the federal government withholding the evidence and prosecuting him, I don't think he's going to get anything.
But why was it withheld? Why was that not made available?
Because they're evil, Ian.
So, I mean, but legally, why was it withheld? They just don't have to show their own evidence?
They said, fuck the American public. Forgive me for swearing.
It's
we'll
an
make sure to
agenda.
put an
Doesn't sound
explicit
legal.
tag on this one in the podcast section.
Please, that doesn't sound legal.
They are the ones who are sitting on the footage, and they say, for security reasons, we won't give it out. What was it, 14,000 hours of
It's
footage or
such a
something?
sham.
44.
They have an agenda,
44,000?
and they have
That's
to
what I
do
think.
everything they can to portray a certain agenda. That's all they care about. Like, not good.
I think
goodness.
realistically that they will be satisfied with this process being the punishment for these people being led around and let into the building. Beyond that, I'm not sure how someone could sleep at night thinking this guy was led around the building.
Exactly.
Here's what I'll do. If I were to ever become president, I would run on the campaign of criminally charging the members of the January 6th committee for withholding evidence that left innocent people in jail.
And this is all because they don't want Trump to be president. So they would rather throw innocent people, young people that have their whole lives ahead of them, under the bus just to make Trump look bad.
Yeah. There are bad people. There are people on January 6th who are fighting. That's bad. Those people should be charged.
Yeah.
But when you've got evidence being withheld as to what really happened by Democrats and then lying, like Adam Schiff lying about Trump and Russiagate, at a certain point, there's got to be some kind of like use of public office for the purpose of defrauding the American people as a criminal charge or something.
I mean, I have hope that there's possible charges that can be filed. I hope that there's lawsuits that can be filed by private individuals. I'm hoping that we still have a judicial system that works. I know that it does to at least some extent, right? Because if not, Kyle Rittenhouse wouldn't be free. If it was completely and totally, thrown away.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.